Welcome back to the Defense Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another edition today, guys. We are talking linebackers, and this is a good one, guys. Man, I just got to tell y'all up front, make sure y'all check me out on Twitter and Instagram and DolphinsTalk.com. Guys, I want y'all to open your mind when I say this. I already know people are going to come straight at me and be like, you're reaching now. I'm not reaching, and I'm going to tell you exactly why Kiko Alonso may have a chance of getting cut by the Miami Dolphins within the next 2 weeks. And this is not far-fetched, okay? I'm not trying to troll anyone, not trying to clickbait anyone. Listen to the video so you can understand the situation that the Miami Dolphins are in, okay? First and foremost, all right? Let's get this straight. We started the season with one of our biggest weaknesses on the defensive end of the ball at the linebacker position. Let me say that again. We started the season with one of the biggest weaknesses on our defense as the linebacker position, all right? Last year, we ran with Kiko Alonso, Jerome Baker, and Raekwon McMillan. And everybody knows we needed better play at the position. Everyone knows that we needed better play at the linebacker position, ladies and gentlemen. We just weren't getting the job done last year. Now, to be fair to those three linebackers last year, it's pretty hard to get the job done as well whenever you're being coached by Matt Burt. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, when we lost our defensive tackles, it made it tough on the rest of the defense as a whole, period, okay? The rest of the defense struggled altogether. It made it just tough. There was times where we're getting obliterated in the run because we couldn't stop them at the first level. The linebackers had to overcompensate, which caused us to get destroyed in the play action game. But this year coming in, the Miami Dolphins addressed the defensive tackle position, which many can argue is the best position on the team so far. I like to say that we're four deep with four players at defensive tackle, and all four of them could be starters. That is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. Leading the way is Devon Godchild and rookie first-round pick Christian Wilkins. And these guys have been stellar so far. But what has that done? What has that done so far in training camp, OTAs, and the entire offseason before the regular season? It has allowed the Miami Dolphins to evaluate the linebacking core and actually require, and I'm going to say that again, actually require excellence at the position. They brought in tons of competition to challenge guys like Raekwon McMillan, guys like Jerome Baker, and guys like Kiko Alonso. They brought in tons of talent, guys that were undrafted, guys that were drafted, guys that were in the AFL, CFL. They brought in all type of talent. Some notable ones are Sam Eguavoen, DeLuca, and you also got Chase Allen. You got several guys. They even played TJ McDonald in the box sometimes at linebacker. They play Minka Fitzpatrick in the box at linebacker sometimes. So they have been focused on the linebacker position, but then the focus of it in the demand of excellence at the position has caused us a little problem here. It has caused us a little problem. We have actually had stellar linebacking play so far this offseason. I know we haven't entered into camp yet, but we've had some excellent linebacker play, so good that not only are Dolphin fans noticing, but certain people around the league are even taking notice at some of these up-and-coming players. Now, one in particular that headlines all of this conversation is Sam Eguavoen, okay? Ex-CFL player who came into the NFL undrafted with a chip on his shoulder, and he has done nothing, and many can argue he has been our best linebacker so far. And the only people that can argue is those who want to say, no, Jerome Baker's been better, okay? We can argue, but it's just a simple fact that he's being mentioned as one of our best linebackers right now, and many people are arguing he should be the starter, period. And I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you all right now, TD doesn't disagree with that. I believe that this kid might have deserved the right to be a starter as well. And with that being said, guys, I think that he is a starter. I think that week one versus the Ravens, we might look up and notice that he is the starter at the linebacker position. It's going well, great one. I see you in the chat section. Appreciate you, bro. So with that being said, if we have these linebackers who are emerging, some might add, well, are we going to trade a linebacker? My first thought off top would tell you all, no, we ain't trading no linebacker. First of all, we need the linebackers. Second of all, we need the depth, just in case someone gets hurt or injured. Just in case someone gets hurt or injured, we need the depth. But then we come to an interesting situation. We have a young player on a rookie deal in Jerome Baker who has transformed, guys. Transformed. He's day one starter, captain of the defense. If you, as of right now, the play caller and everything. Jerome Baker. Sam Raekwon filling in that other role. And I've been one that said it's probably going to be those two guys and Kiko Alonso. But then you also have Raekwon McMillan. You also have Chase Allen. You also have TJ McDonald and Minka Fitzpatrick who have been rotated in the position as well. And when I read this article, it actually sparked my attention, and I'm going to read some snippets from it for you guys, all right? It appears that Kiko Alonso is on the bubble. Alonso's roster spot is not safe with roster cuts upcoming. Here is what Jackson said in regards to Alonso. Now, this is Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald. And shout out to Barry Jackson because I think he's spot on with this one, y'all. You got to hear it, okay? The reasons. It makes all the sense in the world. Here's the reasons. Sam Raekwon's emergence and Jerome Baker's evolution. That's what they call Jerome Baker's evolution. And I like that because it's true. I wasn't high on him last year. I was actually disappointed. I'm yelling at people 3 months ago. If you crazy, if you think Jerome Baker played well last year, we need more from him. Y'all remember I was yelling about that? And they are right. His evolution, because what he's done so far this preseason and in training camp has been an evolution. And the fact, here's the biggest reason. And the fact that Miami is expected to play 3 linebackers less than half the time. And that's true too. Based off of the sets and the formations and the schemes that we've been running, they're more than half the time we've had less than 3 linebackers on the field. In a lot of sets, we only play 2 linebackers. So y'all keep that in mind, okay? Now, Kiko Alonso and Raekwon McMillan, this has left those 2 guys, Kiko and Raekwon McMillan, in a tenuous position. McMillan obviously is not going to be released because he's on that rookie deal and all that. Y'all already know that. But his playing time likely will be impacted. And question his playing time going to be impacted. I don't care if McMillan does somehow starts. You mean to tell me they're just going to sit Raekwon just all day? No. At the best case scenario for Raekwon right now, he's splitting snaps with Raekwon. Worst case, Raekwon starting and taking a lot more snaps from him. If you don't think Raekwon has failed in some capacity on this team at this point, I don't know what to tell you. McMillan only 22, so he got some little time. And that's the point they make where obviously he's not going to be released. So you're right in that regard. I'm talking about his playing time going forward. There's no question. It's been impacted now. With Sam doing what he's doing, his play time has been greatly impacted. And another thing, Sam has been on the field in the nickel package like 100% of the time. And then all the other packages, he may get a few reps. But we're going to probably be in that nickel package more than anything. If you ask me, based off of what I've seen so far, still got a lot more to see. So we're going to keep an eye on that, guys. But Kiko Alonso, his standing with this team is less clear, guys. Now, this is what the article said. A club source, which means someone in the organization, declined to assure that he will definitely be here this season. They say, hey, is Kiko going to be on this roster this season? Someone in the organization declined to be confident about that. Basically, in other words, somebody asked somebody who's reliable with information, hey, is Kiko going to be on this roster this year? Listen, man, I can't say that that's going to be the case. I'm not saying he's not, but I can't sit here and tell you that that's a guarantee at this point. That's basically what they're saying. That's what they're saying, all right? Now, here's the thing with Kiko Alonso's contract. Cutting him would save almost no cap space, but would come with substantial cash savings. I'm going to talk to y'all about why that's important. Now, releasing Kiko Alonso would carry a $8.2 million in dead cap, which basically means that's dead cap money, all right? That's going to go against our books. But at this point of the season, right now, he's counted in the cap, so it don't really matter. It don't really matter if it goes as dead cap, all right? The only real cap saving outside of dead cap is $25,000, okay? But here's the big point. And you listen, with Laramie Tunsil's contract coming up, this is huge. Pay attention to this. It would save Miami $4 million in cash, though. I know some of y'all don't realize what dead cap is, what hard cap is, what the cash is, and all of those things. Trust me, all three of them are different. Dead cap, cap, and cash. They're all three different payment methods, okay? Dead cap is money basically that you're paying for a player that's going against your salary cap and they're not on the roster. Okay. And Ndamukong Suh's still hitting us for dead cap money, just so you know. FYI. And from a cap space standpoint, to sign new players, it's only going to save us $25,000. Not a big deal, right? But it's going to give the Miami Dolphins basically $4 million in cash back in our pocket. Cash. You know how we had to go get Cutler for that money when we needed him? Cash. Tunsil contract coming up? Cash. Get some cash back. Cash. Because, we'll talk about that in a second. Let me finish this, okay? Miami is clearly, this is what they say, I don't believe it, but Miami is clearly in a rebuild, so it wouldn't be a surprise for the Dolphins to cut ties with Alonso. Let me tell y'all this. Here's your answer. I don't care nothing about what the coaches say, the GM say. This is a test. This is going to give us some answers, y'all. Watch this. If they want to win right now and they're trying to actually go for it right now, it'll be real hard for me to see them cutting Kiko. And you know how they say, we're trying to win every game. We're going for it now, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. Now, I do understand the simple fact that is Kiko in our long-term plan 3, 4, 5 years from now? I don't think any of y'all see that. I don't think any of you all see that. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm losing it. But he's not in the long term. That works against him as well. But if we're trying to do something this year like they claim we are, I think it would be real hard for them to cut Kiko. But if they cut Kiko, then it's going to even make me take a step back and say, yeah, they realize that they're doing more evaluation this year. They don't have higher expectations like I have. So let me get this straight, y'all. I expect Kiko to be on the roster because I think we have some of the highest expectations and aspirations this season. But if Kiko Alonso gets cut to save that $5 million in cash and eat that $8 million in dead cap, then it's just a straight up move of, he ain't in our long-term future. Let's go ahead and get our $4 million cash while we can. It ain't that big of a deal. And look at this guy coming on Raekwon. That's how I see it. What will they do? That's going to be the question. And this is legitimate. This is a legitimate possibility, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't no love lost. It ain't like he's not going to find a job. But let me ask y'all a question in the comment section. I know it's early. I know y'all don't want to jump to conclusions. But who would you rather have right now, Kiko Alonso or Sam Eguavoen, based off of what's been happening? The younger player that's coming in, lighting up a fire on this defense, or Kiko Alonso, who we already know what we're going to get from him? Which would you rather have? Let me know in the comment section right now. We got 40 people in the room and only 4 likes. 10% of y'all like this. So y'all please hit that like button. Kiko not even the best linebacker on our team. Can't argue with you about that either. Can't argue about that either. Somebody said I'd rather have Sam. Right now, Kiko, but in the future, the younger guy. That's fair. That's fair. It's fair. Because, Omar, I think you're thinking the thought process like me. We're still trying to do something right now. And we want all of them. It was one of our weakest areas last year at the linebacker position. Why not have it a strength this year with depth? With depth. That's what will be puzzling for me if they release them, but I could see it happening. If. I'm not saying that we're conceding this season, but we're just like, let's say the $4 million cash right now. You know, we don't have Super Bowl aspirations. This is a telling situation for me in this organization. The Kiko Alonso is on that field playing against the Ravens, or whenever he plays because he's hurt, then I know that we're trying to get it now. But let me say this as well. What also isn't helping Kiko is being hurt, being injured. Shout out from the Bahamas. I got no notification, brother. I don't think anybody got this notification, which is weird. The last video, a lot of people got. This one, I don't think anyone got. Because when I was in the room, I was like 4 minutes in, and we had 2 people. I think because it was right after the last one. I'm not sure. But I'll see. But yeah, man, this is interesting, man. We're gonna keep our eyes on this as well. See what the Dolphins decide to do. Greer and them ain't crazy. They're not sitting there in the office ignoring that $4 million in cash. They're not ignoring that. But it's gonna tell us a lot about our front office and our direction of our team. This simple decision right here. This decision right here is gonna tell us something about our team this year, so we can be humbled and understand what the thought process is in that front office right now. Something like this gives us answers like that. Shout out to GFirm456 with the donation. Said, what's up, brother? Fins up, ops down. That's right, man. Always, man. All these bums, man. I made that Patriot video of how they suck, and everybody coming to my chat and telling me how stupid I am. Shut up, Patriots fans. Y'all some haters. Y'all mad that we about to own the division like we did back in the day. Y'all, you see, people don't realize we owned our division for about 30 years. Then the Patriots came and owned it for the next 20, 25. And we about to take it back. People don't realize that, man. It's our time. It's our time. It's our time, man. The only thing we consider impossible is losing, baby. TD, if the Dolphins win under 10 games, will changes be made? You got to tell me what type of changes are you referring to? That's what you got to give me. And I can answer that for you. Does anybody know the exact injury Kiko has, though? And I don't. No, I don't even know. It's crazy, man. Yeah, I read it. I read a part of it, Finsanity. It's pretty long. I keep looking at spurts because I'm pretty busy. But as you notice, what I just said was in reference to that. The email. Lil J954, go Fins. You better know it, man. You better know it. This your boy TD from TD Fans Talk, man. What I'm about to do next, guys, I'm gonna be going live with to you all once again. We are gonna be talking about Brian Flores pressure. I'm gonna play sound bites from the press conference, break it down, tell you what I thought about the things that he said. We're gonna listen to it together, a matter of fact. All right. What's that? Oh. We're going to somewhat listen to it together and break down the things that Flores says in it, all right? Let me see what this guy just said. But remember, we were weak at linebacker because we didn't have a D-line, and they were making up for that. That's true. I said that at the beginning of the video. I don't know if you were here then, but I said that, to be fair, that was a big part of it. Yo, TD, don't know if someone brought it up yet, but did you see the news that the Dolphins keep playing JayZ music at practice? No, I didn't see the news of it, but my question is, I guess, what's the issue with that? You know, they playing JayZ music. I don't see the issue with it. Is tankersly a bust? Lord knows, I hope not. I saw some great things in camp, and then he just went ghost. Just went straight up ghost. Tankersley went straight up ghost on us, man. Straight up ghost. I hope something happens where he just bursts out on the field and does some good things coming up, man. I need to hear his name a lot more. I was proud of some of the things he was doing in practice, but come on, man, you got to make it count in game time. We need to hear your name. This is the defensive end position. We need some play out there. That's why I told y'all. There's going to be times where you see 2 or 3 defensive tackles on the field at one time. There are going to be times where you see 2 or 3 defensive tackles on the field at one time, man. The whole JayZ music is a reference to the thing Kiko said about him on his post. You got to let me know what that is. I don't know what Kiko said about him on his post. I have no idea what Kiko said about JayZ on his post. None whatsoever. And when did that happen, I guess, just in case I need to reference it. You mean Kenny? Oh, I meant K Stills. So the whole JayZ music is a reference to the thing Kenny said about him on his post. I don't know how that's a reference to it. They're just playing his music at practice. And that whole thing, man, if y'all want me to talk about that whole thing, I will, because I have a unique perspective about it myself. I just think certain things are starting to get really ridiculous. But y'all let me know if y'all want to hear my take on that entire situation. I can go live and do a video about that as well. But that's y'all decision. Y'all let me know if y'all want to hear about that. Just Google it, TD. Oh, I know all about the situation. I know all about the situation. You know, his partnership and everything. I know all about the situation. All right. And you know, I'm an open-minded person. You know, my mind is unbiased on either side of any stance. So when I get, and I'll do that for y'all if y'all want it. I'll give you my take on it. I might even do it next. Give you my take on the entire thing, because you're going to hear from me, and I'm a person who is unbiased no matter what. I don't care if it's what you believe versus what I believe, what religion you believe versus what religion they believe, what color you are versus what color they are. I'll give you my unbiased opinion of the entire situation, because I'm telling y'all, it's getting ridiculous now, and some of y'all might be surprised on what I mean by that. Some of y'all might be surprised by it, but it's always good to hear different perspectives, man. So I might even go live right after this video and talk about that. Could be the media blowing it out of proportion. That's what it's always been, but not this time. Not this time. Not this time. I'm actually, believe it or not, disappointed. Finally, everybody was attacking Kenny, and I'm like, I ain't attacking that man. But I'm fine. I'm at a point where I'm actually disappointed in my boy Kenny. I'm disappointed in what happened recently. And I'll give y'all my take on why. And of course, you know, people get sensitive, but the why is what matters. If you're not mature enough to listen to somebody's why, then no need for you to even close-minded. No need for you to even listen. Laramie stands with Kenny on this situation. Well, that makes me sad too, because I'll tell you why in a little bit. All right. This is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, guys. Matter of fact, if y'all want to stay tuned, trust me, in about 30 seconds or a minute, I'll be live talking about that. So y'all stick around real quick, and we'll break that down, because it's been dominating the headlines. A lot of people have been staying away from the conversation because it gets political, X, Y, and Z. At the end of the day, we grown people, all right? We are grown people, all right? Stills isn't that great. Not worth the headache in the locker room. I'm not gonna agree with he's not that great. But y'all tune into the next stream. We'll break that down in this detail, what TD thinks about it. All right. We'll break that down. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all come on over in about 1 minute and I'll break it down. Peace.